I was out there.
Cool. Well, I mean, either
Well,
way, you're still a
anyways,
terrible human being and we're alive. Go.
Wait. I
so
don't look terrible. You look terrible. I look great all the time. I look fantastic.
how do I look? I want to show you them.
Well, Eli looks like a thousand pennies. Um,
Wow, wow, that was
Professor, you
disrespectful.
look like you've traveled this week,
A little bit, a
and
little
I
bit.
and I look like I just worked a 13 and a half hour shift.
I will be traveling this week.
Hang in there,
Hey,
hang
hey,
in
hey.
there.
I will be
So
traveling this week.
guys, let me kick it off.
This was a
You
guy.
know what's this weekend, right?
The Bears versus the Vikings.
Well, that part is true, but I was
Oh, I
referring
know
to
what it is. I
fantasy
know what it is.
football.
It's
It's
Eli's trip to
Javon
the
Eli, the revenge. the
The revenge game. Oh yes, the
revenge
revenge
game.
game that he had no business even being in the first couple games. So that's cool. It's fine.
Okay, so let me kick it off by saying all three of us, we didn't do shit in fantasy this year. So
Cool.
we shouldn't really, all we have left is bragging rights. So let's
Oh,
just call it like it
that's
is.
fine. That's fair. I'll take that.
Right?
Oh, I
Between
found a quiet spot.
Eli's being a part of the worst first round pick in fantasy football history. Congratulations, Eli. Congratulations.
And I didn't
Uh,
and I didn't completely bust out either. So, so
Listen, if you recall, after the draft, you actually won best draft, right?
I did.
You were
I did.
scheduled to finish first overall, right? So,
And then the
granted,
Niners lied to us for weeks.
yeah. Well,
For weeks.
one of the things, an important lesson in life, actually, what went wrong? Because we should try to learn from our mistakes more than you would learn from mistakes more than your
Don't trust Kyle
successes, right?
Shanahan.
Well,
That's
yeah.
that's
I
what I
mean,
learned.
look. Obviously, over the last few years, and we talked about this in an earlier show, at a previous show, when we were mentioning the slow start the NFL is going under. People are not treating preseason normally anymore, right?
Yeah.
And players who don't participate in any preseason activities, they need to be scrutinized much more heavily than they were in previous years. Right. The truth is, CMC didn't play a down. He didn't practice once. Yes, Kyle Shanahan was lying his ass off, but at the end of the day, it was whoever had that first pick got in trouble for it, right? So you know, you didn't make a mistake that many other people didn't make, right?
90%, 90% of players across the nation made the same exact thing. 90%.
Right now, like I said, the results are in. It just destroyed the record for the the lowest playoff percentage for the first pick in fantasy football history, which
Yep.
again means it's the worst first round draft pick in fantasy playoff history.
Yep.
Because it's
Yep.
like it's not even okay. Yes, there have been injuries for early draft picks before, but never before a game was played. And here's the part that was really devastating. You held him in IR. Everyone held him in IR. Some people held him without IR.
Yep.
And when he finally got back, what did he do? Zip. Right?
Yeah,
He
one good
did
game. His first
nothing.
good game, hey, he got 14. His first
He
his first
was
game
he
back.
was it was hot garbage. Right? It's just that simple. Now, we don't have to for our producer. We don't have to dive too much in. In fact, you can make a strong argument that a lot of his late round picks were really excellent. But
Yes, speak
I
those
said
truths.
earlier, when you reach dramatically like he did with Caleb Williams, there's going to be consequences to that, and the
I
record kind of showed it.
I don't feel I reached. I don't feel I reached at all. I think that Caleb has some really good games from a fantasy perspective. not from a Bears fan perspective, but from a fantasy perspective. He had some
Yes.
decent games. I did not expect Dobbins to be garbage. That was
No, no.
a bad pick from a running back.
Dobbins was one of the great draft picks of this year. I mean, unfortunately, he's injured now, which is
Right.
kind of the
I
reason
needed
why
them down
people
the
kind of
stretch.
ignored him.
You
But
you think Caleb Williams in the third round was not a reach?
No, I think
but
that he gave me enough fantasy points, and
second,
then I had Darnold as a backup, who also performed very well, except when they didn't.
but again, Mr. Producer, let me give you a little credit. Okay, so because again, let's talk about where we were predicted to finish
Yes,
at the
let's
beginning
talk
of the
about it.
season.
Yes,
You were
let's talk about
predicted
it.
to finish dead last. You
Dead last.
exceeded those predictions. Okay,
By how many? By how many spots?
two.
Okay,
I was
and
about to say,
then
like, not that
hold
much.
on, hold on, hold
And
on,
that's
hold
again.
on.
I'd rather
How
be on the
many?
positive end than the negative end, right? So,
How many spots did Mr. First Round pick best draft ever spots lower did he finish?
oh
Because
yeah,
of a catastrophic,
he missed by
like,
eight
that's
picks.
not,
He missed by
By
eight
eight
spots.
picks.
wait
I
a
missed
minute.
in the
Wait a minute.
positive by two. You missed in the negative by eight. You shut up, you stupid son of a bitch.
Hey,
Wait a
guys.
minute. No,
Uh,
no, no, no,
let's
no, no.
let's
This
talk
was a
about the beauty of
this was a catastrophic. This was one of. Are you just kidding? And stop it. We could hear all of this. You douche. Anyways,
so
no, my pick was catastrophic. That was one of those
yes.
things that there was unseen. So don't give me like, oh, I just did this random thing. No, if he even plays 70% of the season, this
You're
is
in the
not even a
playoffs.
conversation.
True. No,
Like this is not
absolutely.
even a conversation. So I don't give me that because you somewhat overachieved and Caleb
Ifs,
Williams finally figured it
ifs,
out.
Well, look, here's the thing,
ifs.
guys.
I love
Injuries
ifs in
happen in
fantasy.
fantasy football, and unfortunately, they didn't go our way, right? And look,
It went my
between
way in
you
my other league.
guys,
I'm 11-3. Boom, did it in my other league.
oh,
Hmm.
hey, look,
So your broken
I'm
clock was right
ten
twice.
and four in my other league. Yeah, but again, we're talking about the league we're all in, right? And at the end of the day, we're not in the playoffs, so we gotta accept that, and also talk about how these things happen. Now we talked about you two. Let's talk about myself, right? I sat there, and I was predicted to have the fourth best record in the league. Again, I ended up with the seventh. Now why did that happen? Uh, you know, one of the things I mentioned before the season started was have a plan, right? Whatever that plan is, have it. Go do some mock drafts and plow forward. When I was doing my mock drafts, and remember, I was picking 14th, so it was in this particular draft. It was the worst pick. And I was like, well, okay. I had an idea what I was going to do and who I was going to target, right? And the original plan was running back, wide receiver in the first four rounds. Unfortunately, I saw the one of the biggest busts in the league available to me in the fourth round. Sam Laporta, tight end out of Detroit. Uh, who he no he was ostensibly the worst one of the three worst busts in the draft, right?
Mark Andrews
And
was
the
another.
and the thing is, there was no version of my plan where I was going to take him, but I made a stupid decision to select him because I was like, wow, like how can the number one tight end in preseason rankings make it to the fourth round? Well, the reality was he's going to end up closer to tight end 10, right? If I'd stuck with my original plan, my fourth round pick would have been David Montgomery. And my and then I want to pick the different tight end in the following round. There is no version of all that information that would have kept me from the playoffs. I barely missed it as is. So again, the three important lessons. One, don't yeah well okay I'm sorry. Four, don't trust Shanahan because again he lied his ass off. Two,
every step of the way.
be more skeptical, especially in the first round, of players who do not participate in preseason whatsoever. Because quite frankly, it buried a lot of people. Uh, don't reach ostensibly so dramatically. And I mean, we talked about that after the draft. I mean, again, taking Caleb, well, early is not a bad thing. Just you took him too early. Right? And if you had taken Caleb in like the fifth or sixth round, where he would have still been available, and accumulated a value player, another running back, another wide receiver, or something like that. I have a sincere belief that Javon would have been the one making the playoffs and been able to make fun of us the rest of the offseason. So it is what it is.
But now he doesn't. So now he sits on the couch with us.
Well, but now
You
I get to
bum.
win. I get to win the what is it, the other
You don't
bracket,
even know.
We
the
do
You don't even
have
know
consolation bracket.
the
we do
consolation.
have a consolation bracket with a small prize in itself. And can I
Hmm.
can I tell you guys something that's going to make this extra fun? Can I tell you guys something?
Please do.
Aside from the fact that you two are playing each other for the third time this year in the rubber game, the
Hmm.
winner gets to play me,
I'm here
which
for it.
is it was kind of a quirk of the scheduling. We were in separate divisions, and there is a randomness to the schedule. It tries to do extra division interdivision games, but look, just like I said, we'll be able to settle this we'll settle this on the field. So
Well, I'll
I'm
see you
so
next week,
excited for this
Nico.
week.
I'll see you next week, Nico.
When three of your players get injured and you can't change your roster because you're on the cruise, you'll be fine.
I
You'll be
will
I'm
fine.
find
sure
some.
he'll pay the ten
I can
dollars
find some
that
Wi-Fi on
day.
this cruise. Somebody has some Wi-Fi. I'm going to get it. I'm going to
There's
get it.
Wi-Fi in cruise ships. There's Wi-Fi
Oh,
on
yeah,
cruise
no, that's
ships.
what I said. Somebody has some Wi-Fi. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it.
I,
Don't
I
you
mean,
worry.
I think they charge like ten
Or,
bucks or something like that.
hey, in Mexico they got Wi-Fi. I'm going to get on one of these. It's going to happen. I'll be in Mexico.
Well,
I'll be in Belize. I'll be in Honduras. I'm going to find something. I'll find something.
so quick question: is this one of the best Christmas vacations you've ever taken, EJ?
Besides my last Christmas cruise, no. Yeah, these are on there. Anytime there's a cruise, it's fantastic. If you've not
Hmm.
been on a cruise, if you've not gone to a cruise, I urge everybody, I implore everybody, do it one time, at least once. It's
I've done one. I mean, to
fantastic.
me, it's kind of a one-time thing. To be honest with you, it's like it's an experience. Obviously, you should always try it, but I don't know if it's like something I would want to do on a permanent basis. I mean, at the end of the day, a cruise ship is just a floating hotel, right?
It's gonna be more than
You
that.
know,
I'd debate that just simply because of the fact that the last one we went on, 7 days were packed full of excursions and events. I mean, we went to a Broadway show.
sure.
We had the comedy
No,
show.
don't get me wrong. There's a
They
lot.
had
There
the
was a
club,
lot to like about it.
great food.
Um,
I mean, this cruise ship had a, a race go kart on it, like on the deck. Like it's insane to think about that you're literally like racing on the water. So I mean, I think from an entertainment, and then like I said, seeing some of the sites. I mean, went to Puerto Rico. We went to the Virgin Islands, seeing some of those. I mean, it's good to travel. Good to travel. It's fantastic. So yeah,
So
I mean, yes. If you want to say you just want to try it, I urge everybody to do it at least once in your life. If you don't do
Absolutely.
it again.
That I
Um,
completely agree with. I mean,
but I mean, obviously, when yours is sponsored, yeah, I'm gonna go every single time when it's
mm,
sponsored.
anyways,
and it's a
so
week long, right?
we never got a chance to talk about the Eberflus firing, so we should touch on it real quick.
I'm glad he's gone.
I don't think there's anybody in Chicago Bears Nation that was sad about it or maybe even shocked. You know, I will ask this:
Well,
What
no,
do
we're
we
shocked
think?
because I mean, it's never been done in our 100-year history,
Well,
so it is
look.
shocking.
I look. The fundamental goal is to do something that they've only done once in the previous 50 years, right? And you
50 years,
have
a
to
100 years,
break omelets. You have
never
to
done.
break eggs to make omelets, right? And
But I mean, but again, but you have to like there's some gravitas to that. It's like yes, we all agree with that, but in 100 years they did not. So they did not do this. So in 100 years they didn't break any eggs. They broke no eggs. The eggs stayed
so
intact.
let me pose another question. Let me pose another question because look, the shock and the surprise of it going through, has kind of subsided. Let's also call it like it is. The interim head coach of the Bears, I think, is not even close to a driver's seat on
Unfortunately, not.
continuing this.
And he was such a good offensive coordinator. But yeah, oh, no, he's not.
It's not going to happen. Let's just be honest.
He might bounce
But
back. I mean, if they went out 4 straight games, you don't think a consideration should happen?
well, look,
Because I mean, one of those games will be against the Packers.
one of the things, the big rumor out of Hallis Hall this week has been that they've already selected the four people that they plan to interview.
Yeah,
Uh,
Vrabel, Ben Johnson, Cliff Kingsbury, and the other one.
no, Cliff Kinder is not on this list, by the
Oh,
way.
then you missed the article that came out this morning. The Cliff
Well, look,
King.
the article I saw was Ben Johnson, Vrabel,
Hmm.
Flores, the
Yep.
defensive coordinator
Yep.
for
Brian
Minnesota,
Flores.
who has been doing an amazing job. Let's call a spade a spade.
Brian Flores. Yes, sir. I saw that.
And
Yep.
then the other name that I saw, I hadn't seen yet before, but it's the young offensive coordinator
Joe Brady.
for the
Bills. Joe
Buffalo
Brady.
Bills.
Yeah, Joe Brady.
Brady,
Joe Brady.
correct. Who's only been on the offensive coordinator side of the bill for a year, right?
Yep. Yep.
So
He should be crossed out already. He should be crossed out.
I tend to agree with you, right? Because there has been some prevailing sentiment, right? That the Bears really need a strong culture,
Look,
a strong coach to bring about more positive culture, right? I mean, Eberflus was a weenie, right, and that was part of the problem. They don't want another weenie, right?
well, the
And
reason Cliff Kingsbury is back in the mix is because he has previous head coaching experience, and that's what they want. That's why
maybe.
Brian Flores is in the mix, and that's why Vrabel's in the mix. But that's how Cliff came back into the mix because, and he has experience with Caleb Williams. So I don't see why your leading candidates wouldn't be Ben Johnson and Cliff Kingsbury. Honestly, so
What do we think about Vrabel, though? I mean, that's an interesting idea because he is kind of
it's
like
that
this
it's that whole leader
player's
of men.
man.
It's that whole leader of men crap. Like, I mean, that's one thing. I guess it worked in Tennessee for a little bit, but he's just a better version to me. He's just a better version of Matt Eberflus. I mean, you're a defensive minded head coach. You're going to play not to
Well,
lose. You're going to
yeah,
run the ball. You're not going to
yeah, yeah,
develop a quarterback, and
yeah.
you're just going to try to build off your defense. And I don't want that
I,
anymore. I don't want that
I
anymore.
agree with you. I agree with you. I mean,
I'm sure he's good. We saw him very good at it with Tennessee. I saw it, but I mean, I just don't want it anymore. Like it just because here's the problem: you're always going to continue running into the issue. What is the league pushing for? Offensive minds, right? So
correct.
every good offensive coordinator that we get, it's going to be scooped right up and made into a head coach. So why not find you a really good OC that can be a good head coach, and then you keep that OC. You're able to keep him. You don't
Correct.
lose many defensive coordinators. You lose OCs every year.
But here's
Every year.
here's the fundamental question, right? Um, yes, Vrabel and Kingsbury were head coaches. They were head coaches who were also fired, right? And
Bill Belichick was
personally,
fired in his first season.
when the Bears made Fox their head coach, I I was completely not in favor of it because, man, how often does that really happen? Someone else's garbage becomes your treasure. It doesn't
Bill
really happen that
Belichick,
often.
Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, Dick Vermeil. I mean, like, I mean, you can go on and on. They all got fired first, and then they
That just
came back.
happens.
Like, I mean, Like they all got
No, no,
hell.
no. Yeah, that
Bill
is a fair
Walsh got
point.
fired.
And this
Bill Walsh
and
got
there's a
fired.
and to be honest with you, when you put a if you have to put a gun to my head and say which one would you prefer, right? I mean,
Jim Harbaugh got fired. What?
well, yeah.
Like, what are we
Go
talking
back
about?
in the time machine and get Jim Harbaugh last year. Yeah, very
What are
true.
we talking
But
about here? Jim Harbaugh took your team to three straight NFC Championship games, with one of them being a Super Bowl. He still gets fired. Stop it! Like it does. I don't care about them getting fired because owners are petty. Owners do stupid things. GM do
correct.
stupid things. I don't give any onus. Like there was calls for Mike Tomlin's head, a man who has never had a losing season in his
Never
career,
had losing
and
season.
Pittsburgh was trying to run him out. So you don't. I don't want to hear anything about they got fired. I don't care. GMs and owners make bad decisions all the time,
Sure,
i.e., the
sure.
Chicago Bears. Like we did it all the time.
So,
I'm
okay,
sorry,
let's
didn't
ask
Mike
the
Holmgren?
fundamental question of the 4/5 candidates that are currently in the rumorville. Who would be your preferred choice?
Cliff. That's I
Okay.
don't think if what you're looking for somebody that can develop Caleb. You're looking for somebody that's a great offensive mind. I'm not happy about him being a head coach because it's so iffy with his defenses, and that's always going to be a struggle. You would hope
Sure.
that he learned from that, but I'd rather take if you're saying that Cliff Kingsbury and Ben Johnson are two great offensive minds, and you have one
Yep.
with head coaching experience, that's the one I want. I want that. So
Okay.
I don't want to take a flyer on Ben Johnson because we don't know what he can do. Ben Johnson was given one of the best offensive lines in football right now, and
Yeah.
you have some of all like the top two running backs in the league, and you have like a lot of weapons. Yeah, I would
Uh,
imagine you could do a
well,
lot with that. I imagine you could do a lot with that. So, but I've
well,
never seen you as a head coach. I don't know. I don't know what this looks like. Nope. I don't. If you're telling me those are the four right there, and then and the only reason I wouldn't say Brian Flores, even though I feel he would do a good job, it'd be another situation of a constant revolving door of OCs, just like Lovey had to do. Lovey was a great
well,
defensive coordinator. Lovey was a good head coach, but what do we have? We had a new OC every other year.
yeah.
Like I don't
Well,
want to do. That's stupid.
you
That's
are
stupid.
correct in saying that I am tired of oh, let's hire the best defensive coordinator we can get, and then we'll figure out the offense eventually, right? And then we end up with the same
Same thing.
nonsense, right? I mean, even Lovey Smith, let's be completely honest with ourselves. As great as he was, he never really engineered a great offense, right? I
No,
mean,
no, it is.
now some of that wasn't his fault. I mean, he deserves some kind of medal for getting a team quarterbacked by Rex Grossman to the Super Bowl. I mean, how ridiculous does that sound?
Yeah.
It's insane, right?
His
But he did.
defense. We
He made
gave
it
credit
work.
for his defense. Brian Urlacher and Tommy Harris and all those Peanut Tillman. We gave their defense. That's
Of
what it was.
course, right? But again, how
But
many
when you
Super Bowls
change
did he
the
win? How
rules
many Super Bowls did he
to
win?
when you
You
change
know,
the rules so much to help the offense, then
yeah,
what are you building? What are you building this ferocious defense for? No, no. The refs took that away. They took that away. There's no building a ferocious defense. You can't be physical. You can't.
that's
So
true. You're
build
right.
yourself a high powered offense and go and look what the Buffalo Bills are doing. Go have a shootout with everybody. Who cares? Josh Allen
Well,
just go have a shootout.
I don't think the Buffalo Bills are going to make it to the Super Bowl. Let's
And
be
it's
honest
not
Okay,
with
working
ourselves.
for Cincinnati. It's not working for Cincinnati right now either.
you
Oh
right,
gosh,
you right. But it's working for
do you
Buffalo. It's working
know
for one of them
that
teams.
Joe
That's why just
Burrow?
find the right mind. Find the right mind. Find the right mind.
Would you like to guess the average record? So Joe Burrow right now is 33 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, right?
Insanity.
Would you like me to tell you the average win total of the last 8 quarterbacks to have that touchdown interception ratio?
It has to be 10 plus. Has to be 10
Yes,
plus.
yes. They
Yeah.
are the Cincinnati Bengals are the only team in the
Has to be.
last 20 years to have a quarterback with that touchdown interception ratio and have less than 10 wins.
Well, but
Now
I mean, they
I
can still
some
make
of
it.
these
What's their
losses
record?
are just crazy,
They
but
can get to 10, can't they? What's their record
one
right
of
now?
one of the truths in the NFL, especially over the last 10 years, you do need some level of balance. You cannot have it's not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Warren Sapp era anymore. You cannot have an offense that's completely dysfunctional and pray to God the defense saves you,
Well, guess
and
guess
vice
guess what
versa.
happens when you get rid of one of your top running backs? Oh, look at that! Oh. When you get rid of Joe Mixon, like okay, now where's your balance? Nothing. There's nothing there.
Well,
No.
look, like I told you before, the defense already is top 10. They return uh, every single starter next year. And they have three of the top 40 picks coming up in this draft to repair the offensive line. So, there isn't a sports analyst in the country that does not think the Bears have the most plum head coach opening in the
So
entire NFL.
I do want to rewind the tape though, because when we first started this podcast, one of the first episodes we touched on this, and I predicted it exactly how it was going to happen. When you trade Justin Fields and you go after Caleb Williams, and I'm
Sure,
gonna stick on this, rather than trading the first overall and trading down.
sure.
What did I say? You're now starting over again with a rookie quarterback who has to learn and grow in development. Oh, and look here, and lo and behold, we're almost at the end of the season. And now I'm getting all these excuses from these analysts and everybody telling me, oh, he's a rookie. He just needed to develop. Well, yeah, no
Well,
shit, Sherlock. Like, I mean, we knew that. That's why we didn't want to do this. We didn't want to go
ah,
backwards. That's why like that whole paying Justin Fields crap. Yeah, pay him so that we don't have to go backwards. Now
here's
we're
a
reverting. So now,
let me.
now here's the thing. Now we're in flux because we don't know what's going to happen next year because we don't know
Well,
who is going to be our coach. We don't know how he's going to see it the second year, and then by the time he gets to the third year, now we're going to have to figure out, oh, what again? Do we have to pay this man? Come on now. Why are
here's
we doing this? Why are we
so
doing this?
a couple counterpoints. One, and again, this goes to what we were just talking about, right? Cliff Clinsbury would be my primary choice for the next coach,
Unless we could trade
primarily
for Kyle Shanahan, we could trade for him. We could
no,
trade for him.
I don't want Cal. No. I don't need some. And how many? Listen, I don't need to barely make the Super Bowl or get crushed in the Super Bowl. I want
We better than
somebody.
what we've done in
Yeah,
years.
and here's the important thing, right? Because you mentioned it as well. He's got experience working with Caleb, right? So it's not going to be a complete reset, right? And I think that's really important for his particular development because the Bears have made dramatic mistakes with the last early first round draft picks that have been on this team, right? Now, going back to what you're saying about Justin Fields. Now, look, I I love Justin Fields as much as you guys do, but there is a reason he is not starting for an NFL team right now. And we just have to sit there and say and accept that and say, listen, at this point, Caleb is our quarterback. And I don't know if Justin Fields was ever going to deliver a Super Bowl for the
I
for
just
the.
didn't want to hear this crap about oh he's a rookie and has to develop. We knew that in the beginning.
Yes. Well,
That's why a lot of the
I
Justin
don't know.
fans have
I
shifted.
don't even know how much we're hearing that. I mean, Caleb Williams is smashed.
Have you listened to 670 the score? Have you listened to like that? We're talking about
Well,
it's going to take
let's be
time.
honest. Uh, outside of this last game, right? Look at the body of work. He is far in excess of the vast majority of rookie quarterbacks in terms of
He's not
performance.
even throwing double digit touchdowns yet, right?
Well,
It's like, well, like what are we talking about? He's still in the single digits. Like we're almost at the end of the season. He's thrown single digit touchdowns. Like what? I mean, what are we?
that's not
What
true.
are we? What?
But I'd
How
have
many
to check how
touchdowns
many
has he
touchdowns
thrown?
he's thrown, but I don't think it's
Javon,
just
you're in front of your
nine.
computer. How many touchdowns has this man thrown?
It's not nine. Stop.
Okay,
Um, Caleb Williams touchdown. Give me one moment.
I'm if
So
anything,
far
it would
this
have.
season, he's completing 62% of his passes. No, that is not accurate at all. It's saying 16 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Is that accurate?
That sounds closer,
Is that
right?
count?
So
No, is
yeah.
that counting his rushing?
I do not believe he has a rushing touchdown. Maybe he has one, but
No
uh,
rushing touchdowns.
yeah.
He's thrown
His longest rush
16.
is 24 yards. He's thrown 16 touchdowns with 5 interceptions. His
Uh,
longest pass is
then
47 yards. He's thrown for
then I stand.
2,700 passing yards this season.
Okay, well then I stand corrected.
But look,
But
uh, I really believe, I really believe that look, the next coach hire is going to be critical. Okay, but they have the assets to fix this organization really fast.
I don't
And
care. They haven't done anything with the assets in the past. What does that mean? Tyreek Stevenson is now looking like a bum. Like
ever since that,
Brisker
ever
can't
since
even get
that
back on the field.
interception, he has been way below par. That or ever since
Darnell,
Hail Mary, he has
I,
been way below par. There's no doubt
I,
about that.
I'm sorry, Darnell Wright does not look like this top 10 lineman to me. Like I mean, what are we? What where are we saying we use the resources properly anyway?
Well, look, I think it goes without saying that offensive line is going to be the first round pick, and it'll be hypercritical that they really nail it. Right? You're right. Darnell Wright doesn't look like a Pro Bowler, but again, some of those issues happened because they just didn't address the guard position properly. Tevin Jenkins has taken a huge step back. PFF numbers show this clear as day. And the reality is, the whole offensive line has been poorly constructed, right? Now,
So,
to fix
but
it,
who created this offensive line? A former
well,
offensive lineman, right?
you know what
Like,
that brings up an interesting point that I was going to say.
so how is this line?
What do we think?
My
And let's talk about this honestly. What do we think about all of this rumor mongering that polls may be the next one to take the axe? And here's why. Here's why.
You know what I would say is here we go again, Chicago bearing it up. This is the same thing.
Well, here's the thing.
We've now seen this literally three QB cycles in a row.
Yeah.
This has literally happened for three rookie QBs. We did this to Mitch, we did this to Justin, and now Caleb is getting it. This is the we at the
here's the
bottom of the
interesting
department.
take that I've heard. First of all, polls, when he was hired, Kevin Warren wasn't there, right? Polls, ostensibly at the time, was reporting to ownership, right? A year in, now there was a caveat to that. Aberflus was not Polls' selection at quarterback as coach, right? These were independent decisions made by ownership. Now here we are. Poles finally has a chance to pick a coach he wants, but now the dynamic has changed. Now his boss is Warren, and guess what? He wants to say too, right? So it has created an unnecessary tension in at Hallis Hall. And when there's tension in corporate America, you know as well as I do, someone's got to go. Right. So it would not be a shocking development if you hear Paul resigning or something to that effect.
And then so the cycle repeats. And
Well,
then
like
here
I
we are.
said,
Like I don't know.
uh,
Then I have no faith in this organization. Like because then what? So like so wait then
well,
hold on because then that brings in another wrinkle. You know what it brings into?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't draft that quarterback.
Well,
Oh,
you're right.
I didn't
I
draft
didn't
this.
draft that quarterback. I
Oh,
don't want him anymore.
and
You're
now
correct.
here we go again.
Yep, you're right. Yeah, I didn't draft
And
that quarterback. I want somebody else. Oh, really? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Not on a
We're doing
rookie
that
or
again?
second
We're
year
doing that
contract though.
again? So
like
uh,
that would be the most but
it
it's always
is
funny because these people when they're interviewing them, I'm sure they're
it's
asking them about Caleb. And they'll probably say, "Oh yes, I'll work with him." This, that, and the other. And then we'll see a situation where Matt Nagy, who didn't like Mitch and didn't want to play to Mitch's strengths. Oh, and here we go. Here we
well
go.
look. First of all, let's not forget Mitch Trubisky was uh, was not the top quarterback on everybody's board, right? Same
That's
thing
not
with
true. Go
Justin
back to those
Fields.
drafts. Go,
Everybody had Caleb Williams on the top of their quarterback board. In fact,
Mitch was in the top
it
in a
was
lot of
not
them.
even a secret. Washington offered two first round picks just to move up one slot to
That's
take
fine.
Caleb Williams.
That's
So
fine.
it's not necessarily the same problem, but like I said, and as you just pointed out, that gosh, that is an uncomfortable situation to be. It just sounds like you're rudderless and you're run by a bunch of monkeys. Like it's just
That's
make a
why
decision and stick to
that's
it.
why
Like,
the only logical the like decision is to be Cliff. That's you can't. Why would you take a risk on Ben Johnson when you have no idea how he feels about anything about
yeah,
this team? You
you're right.
have to go with Cliff. That's it. Like I don't. This is not be, and I don't like it because I don't really like Cliff Kingsbury's defense because I saw what he did in Arizona. It wasn't that great, but like
Well,
you have to do this. Like you
yeah,
have
no, you're
to
right.
do it that way. And like, and if you don't do it, yes, you're risking now that this is just going to go on down another two.
Well, like I said, off season is going to be fascinating for the Bears, no doubt about it. But anyways, so all right,
You have a new movie villain,
for the
by
last
the way.
topic, and I think the most controversial topic we've ever talked about.
Oh, controversial.
Why
Oh, shit.
is Die Hard a
Oh my
Christmas
god.
movie?
Oh my
And
god. This is
why
not
are you
controversial.
wrong in saying no, Eli?
It's not me.
Let us
The,
all
the,
know.
Wait a
Let us
minute.
all
Hold
know.
on. Hold on. It's not me. Wait a minute. Here's the thing. Here's look, you don't even have to listen to me. I sent you a video and everybody can go look. I'll implore everybody, go search what Bruce Willis, the star of said movie, said at the award show. He got up in front of everybody and publicly stated this is not a Christmas movie. And here's why another reason why I say because nobody will allow me to have Batman Returns as a Christmas movie for the same reasons you guys took Die Hard as a Christmas movie. So if
Okay.
I can't have Batman Returns as such, you guys don't get that. And then the star, literally the star of said movie says, nope, it's not a Christmas movie. That shuts it down right there. We're done here. I don't care
Well,
about your
first of
argument.
all, a couple
The
points.
person who made the movie said
He
it wasn't a
didn't make
Christmas
the
movie.
movie. He was like the fourth choice to be the star of that movie.
I
Right?
don't
I
care.
mean,
He said it's not a Christmas movie. The man started. The man who made it. Yippee ki yay! He the
you
one
know
who
that,
made it.
right? He was
That
literally like
that's
their
irrelevant.
last choice.
That's irrelevant. He made the cut.
He
That's
did make the
irrelevant.
cut. He did make the
That's
cut,
irrelevant.
and he
And
did
he's
an
the one who
amazing
made
job.
it
No
to
doubt
what it
about it.
is today. And everybody and he even said, nope, not a Christmas movie. Not it's not
By the
controversial. It
way,
is not
a
controversial.
little trivia. Guess what famous actor had his debut in that movie?
I want to say, wasn't it? What's his name from Family Matters?
No.
No, okay, then I
Although
don't know.
it
Oh
might
no,
have been his
no,
first movie.
Alan, Professor Snape. That was his
Alan
first movie.
Rickman
Yeah,
of Professor Snape fame.
yeah,
This was officially his first
yeah. You're right.
his
Yeah, I
theatrical
don't know why I
debut.
forgot that. I don't know why I
One
forgot
of
that. You're
the,
absolutely right.
by the way, one of the top five movie villains of all time, according to the IMDb,
I saw that.
played brilliantly. Now, remember, Alan Rickman was a London
Yeah,
theater guy, right? So he actually had acting lessons, right?
I do have
Uh,
another movie villain though. By the way, that I'll just let you know. I'm just saying.
sorry, what?
I have another movie villain, by the way, too. So
Okay. Well, but I do want to say one thing in defense of my opinion. The IMBD, right? So the actual international board that immortalizes movies in whatever way they think, and not to say that they're the ultimate decision maker on this, but they have put in definitions on what constitutes a Christmas movie.
oh my god.
Now, some people say they kind of created these definitions to kind of wedge Die Hard in, but
Of course they did.
the fact that the word Christmas had was mentioned 19 times during the movie, is one of the criteria that wedges
No,
Die Hard into
I call
this
BS.
perspective.
That's BS. I don't care. I
I'm
don't care.
just look.
I don't care. The star of the movie said it wasn't it, so it's not.
One thing I'll tell you, it is not. It is not Christmas time until I watch Bruce Willis jump out of an exploding building on a fire hose. Right? I'm
Yippee
sorry, that's me, and a lot of people. And then let's be honest, it's probably the more outside of maybe a Home Alone. It's one of the more rewatchable Christmas movies, anyways. Right? So
So, 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 so do,
I take that to my grave. Guy Hart is a
that's
Christmas
fine.
movie. God dang it! God
Do
dang it!
you want to know who my new movie villain
I
is
agree.
that rivals Jenny?
Oh my
Rivals,
gosh, what is
rivals,
it?
rivals Jenny. Rose
Rivals,
from
Jenny.
Rose from Titanic. She's my new
Uh,
movie villain.
Yeah, I have heard this. I have heard this,
I am
and
dissecting all of these.
not necessarily the Rose portrayed by Kate Winslet, right? It's more the Rose portrayed by the old lady,
Oh yes,
right?
as well.
Because of
Yeah.
her actions uh, immediately after. Right? I mean, here's here's this woman who. Putting aside the fact that she rejected a reasonably good-looking guy who was going to take care of her and her family for let's call him like he is, a bum, right? Put that to the
He was a
side.
homeless. He was a
He was a
homeless. Like
homeless bum.
she had
Put
sex
that
with a
to the
guy
side.
one time. She was homeless. He was homeless.
Put here's the comments I hear about this. Put that observational fact to the side. What happened after the Titanic? Did she go run? She ran away, faked her death, had a whole family
Yep.
with another guy, and what does she remember on her deathbed? Some homeless dude she had sex with 40 years earlier.
And that's actually not even where I was going. So yes, you could add that on top of it. My piece is on top of yes, this man she married somebody. He provided for her. He took care of her kids, raised her kids, and everything. And
In
wait,
my
wait,
deathbed, I'm going to
and you
remember
had
somebody else.
no, not even that, not even that. You had this $250 million diamond with
Yes,
you
yes, I
that
hear this
you
too.
could have easily passed down to your kids. You could have lived a very wealthy life with your
Yeah,
husband that you married and everybody else. And what did you do? What
bro.
did you do? You took it and you threw it in the ocean. A $250 million diamond.
I
Stop
don't
it.
know.
At the time.
Evil, you
Yeah,
evil
you're
person.
right. It's bizarre.
Look at this.
The behavior of the Rose character was bizarre from beginning to end, and I understood that
Like I get
they
Kate
needed to
Winslet
put
not wanting to be with the guy, and yeah, she wants she wants something fresh, whatever. But
sure.
he dies. He dies. He's done. Get him out of your
He's
mind.
done.
He's done. Like move on. He's done. You can't go back to him. You can't go back to him. Die. He's done.
He's done.
Take care of your family that you actually get. Evil, evil. You gonna throw a $250 million down the drain? What the? What is wrong with people?
I
What
have
is
no
why is
idea,
it,
dude. I
why
have
is it
no
considered a love story? I mean,
idea.
it's that, wait, and I'm first of all, hold on. You did this for a guy that you wouldn't even let on the door that you could have fit. You could have even saved him. You didn't even save him. Your little homeless crush, you didn't even save him.
Nope. Nope.
What is going on here? Yeah, no, diabolical. These diabolical, evil villains. I'm telling you, I'm calling them out. I'm going, and look, that's going to be one of my new things. I'm about to just go through, I'm about to see all these diabolical people. I'm going to call them out.
Diabolical.
Well, hopefully you don't discover one in Moana tonight.
Probably will. I don't know. I don't know.
I did
But
see Moana too. I don't believe there's one that's diabolical.
hey, hey,
So
hey, 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 I'm about to go
I'll
find
believe
out.
you.
I'll figure it out. Hey, look, I'll figure it outside the box. Thinking outside the box.
All
I'll
right.
figure it out.
All right. All right,
We
boys.
still have to
Well,
talk about Gladiator
you all
versus
enjoy the
Wicked,
rest of
by
your
the way.
weekend.
We
Hang
will.
in there, Javon. Good luck, you two. Right? I want to see plenty of trash talk, and I'll gladly beat the winner next week.
There you go. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Deuces.